Good night, everyone. My name is Greg, also known as that DM who got one of his players to literally off his own character.
Congratulations, by the
Scum.
way.
Yeah.
You also
Welcome
killed
to
him
Dice
too in
Scum.
one hit. Hell yeah.
I think I'm one of the only DMs that can say that I've killed a character twice. Once on purpose. Actually, neither of them were on purpose.
Also at the same time, you're the only DM that in two separate games you had your characters, you've had the players seduce the monster, uninvert in.
Yeah, but I know you don't. I know you like that one.
Biggie liked his too, by the
He
way.
definitely
so
liked his too. Since he's not here and I can shit on him all I want and we're recording, yeah, his waifu is a big Amazonian Oni who he basically beat in a game of Snoo Snoo as the Afro Samurai.
great story. But that's for a story for another day. We have to, Adam.
Yeah, I'm here,
introduce
and unfortunately, we're going to continue in the disgusting, degenerate lives of the Shrew People and the crazy conspiracy theories these jumped up rodents think is their origin story.
I'm Alabasta the Unicorn, and after 2 lines of Coke and a bottle of Grey Goose, I think I'm prepared to read more of Wraiththu.
And I'm Randall Frag, and all I've done in preparation for this is spent 12 hours watching YouTube conspiracy videos.
I think David Icke could write a more coherent narrative than this story.
Probably.
I mean, by page 5, you'd know everything is lizard people, but it'd be more coherent.
What, everything isn't lizard people?
Well, in this setting, it's all Shrew People, like Baltimore and San Francisco.
Speaking of that, Adam, why don't you introduce Theory 3 on why the fuck these disgusting Shrew People exist?
So another idea to consider is that Wraiththu have always been here on Earth. Oh. Well, that would explain the Ganges River. And the designated shitting streets.
Oh my god. This is San Francisco's probably has all of these little bastards.
Don't forget Baltimore and its rat damage.
Oh my god.
At first, it seems too far-fetched, but many human tribes and unknown species have been found in remote parts of the world throughout human history.
Jesus Christ, don't bring in remote cultures, you fucking book.
So
Fuck
Gabriel
you,
Strange clearly believes that Bigfoot and the Greys are real.
and they're not? You're fuck you. They're real.
Okay, I admit
Yeah,
I'm racist against Paranthropus boci.
Yeah, great way for apologizing. Do continue on, though.
Perhaps the early Wraiththu chose to hide themselves until a time came and conditions were right for them to reveal themselves. Oh, so they're servants of an eldritch god. That makes a lot more sense.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, the stars had to align for the Shrew People to rise up. It is possible that those Hara have been secretly waiting for a suitable time to emerge and literally take over the world. If this is indeed the case, perhaps one of these Hara went to Chicago with the express intent of initiating the whole process by passing on the mutation through a cannibal hobo, through his blood. Conversely, it could have been an accident that another became infected by his blood. No, the guy let him drink his own blood and watches his flesh melt off, and he screams in agony.
So like literal HIV. This what came from a remote part of the world. This was spread through the blood of a remote part of the world.
It's really telling that they're using the plot of Peter Jackson's Brain Dead to make this idea happen.
I mean, to be fair, that you have to be brain dead to come up with something like this. So, I mean, kudos.
I mean, in that movie, they also had zombie rats, so I think it makes a lot more sense if you think about it like that.
Don't disrespect Brain Dead by comparing it to Wraiththu. It has a lawnmower slaughter scene.
It also has a priest that kicks ass for the Lord, that's true. If Wraiththu have existed at the same time as humanity for some time, it might explain the stories of immortals, but you can kill them. Angels and vampire that dominate the myths of the human world. Okay, so, Al, you're a big Iraqi fan. if you saw a JoJo character fucking walk up to you like a gimp clown, would you think that an angel or just a weirdo?
I think this is a guy that I feel like he's going to try to violate me. So I say bad touch, or I threaten to invoke stay in your grandma laws on.
Okay, so weirdo it is. Some of these Hara could have spread throughout the world to create some of the more isolated tribes, long before the American Wraiththu emerged. Conclusion, Wraiththu have always walked amongst us.
Oh God! Now, fuck! I get theory 4.
You get the booby prize.
I got it's more like booby trap, more like the rat trap.
Well, this entire
Another-
book is a rat trap, so.
Rat trap crapshoots. Another theory suggests that the Wraiththu were simply the next evolutionary step of humanity, precipitated by environmental and social upheaval.
Next step of evolution: pants shitting, low IQ, retarded rat people.
I'm just envisioning Magneto taking off his helmet, and you just see a mouse head underneath, and it just starts squeaking, squeaking.
You know, this is where I press X to doubt. The mutation could also be the result of a new disease that possesses a unique way of spreading through AIDS. Many blood-based diseases have gripped mankind in the past, like AIDS.
Also, but no blood diseases gives you 6 base pairs for no reason.
That's just stupid. It's undoubtedly true the Wraiththu are both mentally and physically superior to the species they are replacing.
Pressing
Again,
X
press
to
X.
doubt.
Can we just put that picture in this?
Oh, that might be part of the thumbnail at this rate.
On a psychological level, Hara have the potential to be more fulfilled as individuals, as long as they can learn to accept both parts of their personality and sexuality. Oh God,
that's the most homophobic
motive.
thing you've ever read, because the way that this is written, more fulfilled as individuals, and they talk about sexuality. So Gabriel Strange, and the weird depraved writer that wrote the original books, thinks that to be more spiritually fulfilled, you just have to be filled with dicks and spooge at all times, apparently.
It was a more fulfilling life. When I mean fulfilled with cum. It is difficult for human scientists to accept that such a drastic evolutionary step could ever be natural, because it is
stupid.
It makes no sense.
But many diseases caused mutations in the past, and human technology, with all its advances, did not fully understand the workings of the human frame. I mean, I'm not a
crack
human.
the gene code in like 1997 or something.
I don't understand biology. All I know is this is dumb.
The dog agrees, and I have to agree with the dog.
Evolution is a messy and misunderstood process. I mean, we kind of have a decent understanding of it.
I mean, it's been around for 150 years, and it's one of the strongest. It's one of the strongest models of how reality works that we have.
Yeah, I mean, until something drastic comes along, I mean, it's the best working thing we have. Even with days before Wraiththu, some dual-gendered offspring were born to humans, and hermaphrodites. That's a very genetically rare thing, and
Intersex
it's not
is
very
like
good for
1 in 10,000, isn't it?
Yes, on a cellular level.
Sterile.
On a cellular level, a high percentage of males possessed cells of the opposite sex.
I mean, he's not wrong, but that's also rare. It's called Mosaicism. What happens is, weirdly enough, humans tend to have a decently high proportions of fertilizing and creating twins. Not like all the time, but it's common enough. But what usually happens is one twin is absorbed by the other in these cases. And this only happens if the twins were fraternal, where one was a boy and one's a girl.
Okay.
It's like fairly rare, though. It's not that common.
Maybe Wraiththu would have developed naturally over a longer period of time. Yeah, press X to doubt. But unforeseen conditions on the planet hastened their development. Conclusion: Wraiththu are the next step for humanity. I'm pressing all the X's. Pressing all the X's.
Yeah.
Death. But
Here,
we have-
here. I have a controller right here, and I am clicking on this as fast as I can.
I'd press X, but knowing my luck, it'd probably stop the stream, so I'm not doing it.
I'm pressing X right now. I have a controller. You hear
I'm
the tapping?
pressing X in my mind. Actually, let me get my phone so I can just press X on my phone. All right, let me do this. Here we go. This is very important. Can you hear it? That's me pressing it on the phone.
Anyway, do we have to read this NB shit? Because this looks like a long diatribe that I don't want to mess with.
Yeah, Greg, do you want to get the edge quotes over here?
Should I, or should I let you all suffer? Yeah, I'll let you suffer this one, and then I'll take the next ones.
Okay. I gotta get the proper voice to for this. Death, it is said, comes to all things. To you, perhaps, sooner than expected.
Is this Clown World?
Lice to a prisoner of war.
I think this is Clown World. I think this is actually the future of Clown World.
Okay, I want to say that, Randall. That was beautiful.
I have to admit, you channeled really effectively that one alien from Battlefield Earth. Come on, you gotta say the other one. That way we can move on with our lives. What's left of it.
I'll get this one too. Weep away for your world, pretty human, for it is yours no more. Weep it all away, that pretty red hot spray. Lovelace with another victim.
Just rip out the fucking heart and just spray it all over the place. This is embarrassing.
This is like 13-year-old gothic poetry.
This is the type of stuff that you want to delete when you hit 18 years old.
18?
Okay, admittedly 15. Oh shit! It's Hayden Christensen! On the next page, look at him. I don't like Wraiththu. They're rough.
Wait, haven't we made that joke before? I think no. I think we've made that joke
everywhere.
before. Yeah, we've made this joke before.
I'm blaming the book giving me amnesia.
Alright, Greg, you want to get this part? The human threat?
Oh yeah, that sounds beautiful. Threat, you ask? Don't laugh. Even though we know the human decline and extinction is inevitable, they still hurt us. What if they have to live for? Nothing. And because of this, they are desperate and dangerous. Their attacks on Hara and the wanton destruction of our settlements are becoming more and more frequent. Even though they should all be dead within 10 years' time or so, their death throes are fierce. They know they are doomed, and their intention is to take as many Ihara with them as they can. From hundreds of groups and organizations, they have tried to oppose us in early years. Only a handful survive. Hardened and battle-worn, these groups appear to have a plan. They disable key installations and attack our most vulnerable groups, such as our land workers. While every Har knows it's vital that our dead do not fall into human hands for study, it's possible they have already managed to secure a Harish corpse for dissection.
By the way, land workers mean
sincerely
slaves, and you know it.
Yeah.
Sincerely hope this is not the case, as their ignorance of our condition is one of our advantages. The majority of human groups are remnants of military and governmental forces, but we know that one of them is a religious foundation. Oh wow, I wonder if this is symbolic of something.
Gotta love that commentary.
Individuals are willing to die for their beliefs, and members of this fanatical group have on occasion breached our defenses. With passion of zealots, they have taken their own lives for explosive ends, resulting in the death of many important Hara and the destruction of key buildings.
So, using Al-Qaeda suicide bombers as a reference in your book during the time when they actually happened.
Oh boy.
Good job, Gabriel.
I'm just reminded of that South Park episode with the Jersey Shore, but they're all rat people. They have to team up with Al Qaeda to take out the rat people.
Yes.
This is a better setting than what the Wraiththu have.
Also, I'm gonna stop doing the weird Fox JF Kennedy accent that didn't sound like JF Kennedy at all. On the vast eastern continent, there is little Wraithulu activity beyond Malbinthane.
The Balkans
Since
and
humans
what the fuck is Thane
secured
again?
I think it's like Germany or something.
They said
Oh,
little.
I don't know.
They said little eighth Wraithulu activity. You know why? Because those guys are great at removing threats that they perceive.
Anyway, since humans secured the boundaries around the territory they control in the area, part of their defenses include the construction of immense walls and barricades that spread for miles. It is ironic that only in their last days have different factions of humanity finally overcome their differences and been able to work together to create a truly magnificent future structure. A monument to their lost and wasted potential.
We get it. You hate people because you're a fat, disgusting misanthrope.
No Hara could pass beyond these walls, even in disguise, as every individual requesting entry into human territory required to undergo a thorough medical examination.
I like how it's only in Europe that they can kind of do this stuff, in China. What is the writer of this book? An asset of the Chinese military?
Cunning and devious, the humans in the East still have many tricks up their sleeves. We know they still possess a few fearsome weapons of mass destruction, although their typical biological and chemical agents are unlikely to kill our bodies. Bombs and missiles are still a great threat to our communities. However, the fact that the humans have not deployed such weapons suggests they lack all the components to use them,
I'm calling
or they're
bullshit.
saving, or more likely, they're saving it in their final death throes to keep you all away.
Still calling bullshit because you'd think those ordinances would have been used already.
Yeah, considering that they've taken over most of the planet.
I mean, if you got nothing better to do, might as well just nuke it, right?
Was discovered during the development of DNA separation and profiling. A chemical was developed to separate the strands of DNA for use in profiling systems. You can appreciate the lethal application of this substance. The merest contact is enough to degrade a human frame at an astonishing rate. Unfortunately, a derivative of this has the same effects on harsh DNA, but even faster.
By the way, you
On
forgot
contact
to
with-
read the previous sentence where, yeah, they just kind of discover, I think it's called phlebotinum, when you need a substance that can do something that you can't really make otherwise.
Magical bullshit Jews.
Yeah.
Okay. On contact with the skin, the substance starts to dissolve and separate with DNA. Within minutes, the victim is dead as his nervous system breaks down, terminating all biological function. Within minutes, you think within like a few seconds, considering this isn't just you like burning or anything. This is your body literally just turning to goop.
You know, this is the second book series that we've read that actually has an ability that turns you into just pudding.
For humans, there is no antidote and is virtually the same for us. The only possible chance for survival is if an infected individual can quickly enter a state of stasis that will arrest the spread of the toxic agent through the body.
How?
Magic.
Hara. I guess if you don't have that, just cut off the part that's mostly infected and hope to whatever Shrew god you have that that it didn't spread. The application of
Just
to repair the
fuck your
damage.
comatose friend.
Recovery cannot be but even then, recovery is not guaranteed. Although we must be aware of the explosive and chemicals they present as a threat, it's unlikely you'll ever have to face them. The DNA toxin, in particular, was rare in times of humans and even harder to find now. It's still important to bear in mind that these do exist. If ever found, all effort must be sure to ensure that they are controlled or destroyed. And that's enough. That was one big ass.
Yeah, so I just want to point out that this seems to be like setting up plots, like plot strands for the GM to follow. Like, oh no, the evil humans have found the magical bullshit key which unlocks the missile silo. You gotta go turn them into Shrew People.
Or rape/murder them.
I like to
Or
think that
both.
I'd like to think that the real winner is whenever they just said "fuck it" and let's just end it all. End it all. I like the idea that ends with the NORAD missile system. Just somebody unlocks that and just says "fuck it" and ends it all.
But just have Whopper just launch all the missiles.
So, and here are the other plot strands for the big giant evil things lurking in the background of your campaign that someday your heroic players will face head to head, head toe to toe or whatever. The first, of course, being nihilism.
Oh
While
god.
many horror like to dismiss the human threat or have already overcome it in their area, few Wraiththu seem to be aware of other problems that may come to face in the future. Because surely a race that cannot breed is doomed to failure. I mean, duh.
Master's army problem all over again.
Their evolutionary dead ends. And it was a question that, whenever it was brought up, it basically drove the master into suicide.
And so far, there is no evidence that Hara can reproduce amongst themselves. If humanity does become extinct, Wraiththu will lose its only known reef source for expansion. Maybe we should start preserving those few remaining humans so that we have a source of future truth. Nah, let's just murder rape them for shits and giggles.
It's telling that vampires are from the old world of darkness. Like, even the Sabbat are less stupid and short-sighted than these guys.
Yes. I mean, wouldn't you like the idea of, like, you have a Irish upper class and you have the humans of the lower class? I mean, that at least makes sense. I mean, it's terrible, but
No, because this is my magical fantasy world where the mean people who made fun of me are dead, and it's only my beautiful BC fat material that still exists.
Also, no girls allowed because they die if you give them AIDS blood. No homo.
I
You
like to
might
think
hear
that
stories that the Vars, Gleaming, and Suf are able to produce Harling, but no one has yet seen a Wraiththu child in the flesh. Good. We don't need these fuckers to breed.
you know, can we play, if we do a Wraiththu game? God help us if we do, if we have to. Can we play an all-female thing to where we just say fuck these guys and just murder these?
Oh, so we do like that Quentin Tarantino movie, Death Proof?
Pretty much.
It's possible that the reports are nothing more than deliberate propaganda spread to stop Hara from asking too many awkward questions about the future and to dispel the feelings of nihilism. So, yep, there's your big campaign baddie. It's, nothing we do matters and we're bored.
Nothing really matters.
Let's go.
Anyone can.
Which is
see.
rapidly growing
Sorry.
among the ranks of the least well-informed Hara. We have yet to discover the extent of Harish lifespan, simply because not enough time, blah blah blah. However, we do see from the living evidence that the Hara who claim to be the oldest among us do not appear significant. Okay, so bullshit, they can't age.
Elf
Yep.
problem, basically.
If we are immortal and infertile, then each person is precious, irreplaceable resource. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh shit, we haven't figured out a food supply. The lack of a reliable and constant source of food is also a threat to many Hara.
Oh shit, my Shrew People prediction is true.
Although more mature and organized files of certain tribes have begun to farm the land, there are still too many maverick groups who exist like scavengers and are an impediment to those who are resourceful enough to be self-sufficient. So literally, Shrew People idiots are their own worst enemy.
You know, honestly, think about history. Think about all the raider culture. Think about all the major raider cultures, from the Berbers, the Vikings, the Sea Peoples. Guess what they had? They had food, and when they couldn't grow, they went raiding when they couldn't grow food, especially in the Vikings' case.
And didn't
It's
they
like,
settle in areas that could grow food, usually after conquering the shit out of it?
Yes, because, well, guess what? In Scandinavia, you don't have a lot of growing seasons. I have to go conquer the land so I can grow food, and I can finally have a farm instead of like my son of a bitch brother.
How dare Ragnar get control over the farm? We are twin brothers. I was just born second.
In some areas, such as the old human cities, drinking water is in short supply, even in locations where the original pumping stations still operate.
Oh my
While
god, they
Hara
just
are
keep
more
drinking
resistant
all the
to disease,
water.
they can't even get their fucking water supplies up. Holy shit.
They're like Guru from Dragon Ball Z Abridged, where they drank all the water.
Oh, oh no, we drank the lake. What are we gonna do now?
We're gonna blame the other hard that did it, even though they clearly didn't.
Well, Hara are more resistant to disease thanks to magical bullshit and capable of fighting all known infections until, of course, something adapts and mutates and wipes a lot of them out. But let's just ignore that. Very few would willingly drink water polluted with their own effluent.
They're so
Notice
dumb
it
they
says
shit in their own water supply. What?
Even animals have an instinct not to piss and shit in their own water supply.
They're dumber than
our
lower
living near
life forms.
freshwater springs are very lucky indeed. Yeah, until Dag Viking drops a fat one in it.
Which is very frequent, which is a very good chance because of their.
His name is Dag Viking. He's not exactly the smartest man around.
Oh, I get the joy of the ancient ones.
Oh boy.
Okay, so myths from human times concerning a race that preceded humanity still exist today. They are known as the Old Ones, or the Elder Race. Oh shit, we might be getting Mountains of Madness fucking crossover here. The gelatos are quick to refute claims that this race did, or does exist, but other Wraiththu tribes are not so certain. Various Sul and Muslims have claimed to have physical proof that a race far older than humans once walked the earth, though the claimants are not very forthcoming about what this evidence comprises of or where they found it. We found it? But where is it? We just found it. Perhaps the most paranoid of theories concerning these ancient ones is that they are still around, observing the antics of both humans and Hara with a calculating eye, waiting for the moment to reveal themselves and bring about some unknown and probably unpleasant event. Some Hara believe this race actually created Wraiththu in order to replace humanity, which was an earlier failed experiment.
Clearly, a very failed experiment.
Akanaki! It's the Akanaki!
Seriously, the fucking Wraiththu are the failed experiment. They can't even fucking not shit in their water supply.
Elder race. I like to think that this is what happens to a this is what happens to some part of the. This is what happens if the Dark Eldar continue to go down into decadence and degeneracy, that they degenerate into these things.
I still like the idea that it's the actual elder things from at the Mountains of Madness, so like these starfish plant-like people that just go Throughout human history, despite the persistence of rumors about an elder race, no ancient ones ever revealed themselves, and no trace of their supposedly vast civilization was ever found. That's because it's in Antarctica, doofuses. All that existed was tantalizing conjecture. Nothing has changed. Oh, and there's a quote, too. I have records dating back through human history. Again and again, from every part of the world, the same legend persists. An elder race once existed, but was decimated by natural disasters. Are you sure about that? I don't seem to remember that being in most myths.
I mean, there's the Watchers from the book of, I think it was the Book of Enoch, and there's, Atlantis and all that shit, but
But most of those are allegories, though. Like the Atlantis myth as comprised by Plato was an allegory.
yep.
That,
But
even benevolent monarchies are innately more corrupt and broken than a democracy. Can we not say that this was also the fate of humanity? And can we not say that if it happened to them, could it have happened before? The ancient ones are known by many names. The Atlanteans, the Lemurians, the Grigori.
Who the hell are the Grigori?
I have no fucking idea.
I'm actually drawing a blank on that one.
Oh, so it's probably made up just for this book. There's no evidence to support their supposed existence, other than legends passed down through generations. Now Hera passed those stories on. Why? They're inferior human myths. Why do you care? Do I believe them? I believe in very little, but rarely disbelieve anything either. 9/11 was an inside job. Oh, I didn't actually say that. Sorry.
Oh God.
I have seen no evidence, yet still the tantalizing possibility exists that 9/11 was an inside job. I'm sorry. I cannot bring myself to deny it. No Har knows the secrets of the universe. Myths enrich our inner lives. I would like to believe the stories are true. No, I'm gonna cut that one at the end.
Okay, I get the best one for last.
Oh, you get the one
Oh,
that's most
the-
fitting.
Don't worry. I actually looked it up, and the Grigori are the Watchers.
Oh, okay. So
Okay, this is the most fitting for the Wraiththu. Decadence. Could it be we have no natural adversary? Yeah, you have the humans and your own selves. If so, then perhaps Wraiththu is doomed. We will stagnate and never advance what we are beyond what we are now. Yes, because many of you are not curious. At what point would you have to?
and
Once
you're
the
so dumb you poop in the water supply you drink from.
once the petty wars and battles over territory are resolved, what will there be to stop us? Yourselves? When the humans and the basest aspects of our own nature are no longer a threat. Lol. Wars, disease, and problems engendered by imperfections in the human animal actually encourage humanity's scientific and spiritual development. Okay. They fought from darkness through the feudal age to construct their so-called modern. That's okay. Their only adversaries were their own kind. Cthulhu came to oppose them. Oh, okay.
Honestly, the
Now,
humans' greatest adversary wasn't the Wraiththu, it was their own. It was their own literary idiocy.
Yeah. As we take over, what does the future hold for us? With nothing to challenge us, will we sink into decadence and decline? Absolutely.
I mean, one of your factions just goes around and parties and murders people.
What friction will be left to drive us forward? I mean, to rape, to make us strive for development. We want to be able to rape more things, but we don't want to run out of.
We also can't run out of booze. If we run out of booze, what is there left?
Well, that is a good point, though.
No, it's like the end of 28 days later, where all the Wraiththu are dying because they ran out of booze.
You're just so
And it's
stupid.
not that they're dying of starvation, they're dying of starvation because they're just busy looking for booze.
Only fate knows what the future holds for us. We can dream and theorize, but until it happens, we will remain in ignorance. Well, you're already in ignorance. Our purpose, if it exists, has not been revealed. Do we have a point? Why are you asking me? Make one up for yourself and then live by it. Leonidas con Kakahar.
So, yeah, that's one of the major, big, ominous, world-shaking threats in the background of this fucking campaign setting. It's, oh, we're bored and there's nothing to do.
Boredom, is this all? Those are two of the three main threats.
And the third one is just basically, I don't know, maybe the lizard people and the Akanaki gonna come back and do shit.
For no reason. So are we going into the mythology, legends, and conspiracies?
Yeah, no. Except for 112. There might be something entertaining there.
So 112 going. Oh wait, there's a neat little portrait of what the hell is this guy?
Wait a minute. Is that one portrait? It looks like he's a. It looks like an androgynous Rita Repulsa looking mother.
Finally,
Also, he's
after
got that weird-
30
he's got that
years, I
weird
crawled
fuck
out
up
of this shitty book, and now my
He's also
vengeance
got
will
weird-
be on Earth.
It's got like a weird, like half-burned face,
Yeah, it kind of does.
like fucking like some sort of venereal disease.
Why does he have St. Peter's cross on his crotch?
Me? No, I got it. This is Two-Face from Batman as he appears in JoJo.
That's an insult to both franchises, and you know it. Do you like the I don't know, Cthulhu writing around the mirror?
Yes. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the stupidest fucker of them all?
Gabriel Strange, you wrote this book.
For that, you deserve to die.
Greg, want to take conspiracy?
The conspiracy. It's very simple. You're dead. On a darker and more mysterious note, I was once told an amazing story that while traveling through Kakad territory, I remember clearly that it was a cold, moonless night, the perfect time for dark tales. I was sitting at a campfire with a few weary companions that I hadn't raped yet, who I had met only the day before. They told me about how they believe Wraiththu is the supreme angelic beings that exist outside of time. They went on to say that the gleaming flying horses were in league with those otherworldly creatures,
Flying
along with
horses?
some secret society who controlled the human governments. The gleaming Archon, Theed, knows all about it and apparently is somehow involved. He believes these forces are created and still control Wraiththu kind. What their dark purpose might be or what they hope to gain is not part of the story, although one of my companions suggested that maybe Hara and the humans that came before us are nothing more to these creatures than flies. Maybe we're all toys or food. Wine was flowing, and I don't remember what else was said that night, other only that the atmosphere around our meager fire was intense, intensely sexual, and I often had the feeling I was being watched.
So I just want to point out that apparently a good percent of poll users were converted into Shrew People.
My question is, what the hell does the flying horses have anything to do with this?
Well,
I don't know, but I guess we know where r/incel went.
as a horseman myself, I'm like, I'm trying to get what do the horses have to do?
I don't know. The following day, I woke up alone. They didn't even leave me. They didn't even leave a little card. When I arrived at the next town, I discovered that my erstwhile companions had been surrounded by gleaming forces in the center of town and taken into custody. Perhaps I'm lucky to be alive. I don't know whether the stories I heard were complete fabrications, paranoia, or overactive imagination, or somehow based in truth. All I know is the horror who told me them are no longer around. Perhaps they committed some offense I didn't know about. Perhaps not. Draw your own conclusion.
You're fucking crazy.
Notes. While all these stories may be nothing more than a harsh equivalent of fairy tales or propaganda created by Nari Nuri for their own agenda,
Who?
it would appear... I don't know. It's just the name that popped up. It would appear these myths and legends are very still much a part of society and culture on Earth. In that we are a little different from humans. We still don't know the truth of our origins, and we'll probably never will. But whatever the outcome, I hope our desire to hear a good story well told will never die out. Then
So
why are
much
you
for being
fucking
superior.
reading this book?
Yeah, why are you so much superior than humanity if you're just as flawed as they are? Also, that's one of your big myths. This dumb conspiracy.
The Illuminati created the Wraiththu.
The extra-dimensional Illuminati. So I guess the leader of the Gleaming is Alex Jones.
So does this mean? So did Zog create Zog? And I mean Zog like as the Zeons. Did they create the Wraith?
No, it's actually the king of Albania that did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're saying is it the one that built 75,000 bunkers, 750,000 bunkers?
No, that's Enver Hoxha. Zog the First was the guy that survived like 55 failed blood feud assassinations.
And he brought the first tractor to Albania in the 1920s.
Where it was written, but many worshipped it as a local cargo.
They claimed it was the chariot of Allah. Or Jesus, depending on the community.
So, next up we have a lot of bad art in between the bullshit tribe shit that I don't think we're going to go into. So, 117.
I'm gonna show this one page for Lexicon 1, only to highlight that it's a quarter of the way in when they finally explain what the fuck any of this shit that you're looking at is.
It's like a White Wolf book, but instead we have things that it just don't make sense.
Also, look at the invented words. Doesn't it sound, I don't know, like you had a stroke?
It's like if you took a no, it's kind of like the it's like if they took like a regular word and then make it all fantasy. Like Scamander, like Salamander, and he leads the tribe of snake people.
I think it's Scyamander.
Oh,
Skyamander.
Philae, a Philae is the name. Like it almost sounds like phallus. The leader, the branch, a branch of a tribe that has its own leader in the phallus arc. Like it's a file arc. Like we're going to do the patriarch.
I just saw Archon.
But,
What's ancient Greek got to do with this? What does it mean?
oh look, something is in there. Pelkey, forbidden Aruna, that is equivalent of human rape because that's subjects to rape.
Nobody likes Pelkey.
Except they all like Pelkey.
Oh, look at the other Gimp clone in the mirror. He's actually groping at himself, too.
I just wish I had boobs. Contact rule.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd
I'm
fuck me
nice.
so hard.
I think he is wearing like like he skinned a woman and he's wearing the suit.
My name's Vanessa.
Seriously, he's like pinching his nipple too. That's the.
Yeah, the people who made this book have issues.
Speaking of issues, look at that gun.
Scroll down next. This next page is truly a marvel. Look at that picture. Look at that.
You mean the gun?
No, not the gun. The next page down.
Oh, okay.
This Pride Parade reject.
It's strange. Like he's almost like he's a paper doll cutout that was superimposed on a very grainy.
Wait, is this guy imitating Karras's pose? It feels like he's imitating one of the Pillarman's poses.
This may be Wamu. Wait a minute. This is a. Oh wait a minute. The lip piercings. This is Wamu. No, this
is Wamu's lesbian cousin.
No, this is ACD.
Whammo.
Whammo.
We don't talk about him. There were more Pillarmen, but we don't talk about him. He brought great shame to the.
We refuse to let him awaken.
Look at that. Look at down in the belt buckle. Like, look at that. It's just
boy, girl, boy, girl.
Is it like
He has no genitalia. Look at how fucked his crotch area is. Actually, look at how fucked he is. Like you take the top half and it's like if just weird clown, and then you get not even Liefeld level kind of bad woman drawing at the bottom. Like you take the lower half, that's vaguely womany, but then the upper half is guy, and that's the thing I've noticed with every single artist that Gabriel commissioned.
The one thing I've noticed is with this is all these fucking Wraiththu with their artwork. It makes my character in the evil game look more well adjusted than these assholes.
That's because you dress like a rich aristocrat and not a bondage clown.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering, his character in this evil game is a shape-changer, changeling to be precise, who is dating a dragon. Oh, I made this. Yes, a literal dragon.
Yes, and it says that this is a character that will literally just on a whim decide what gender they want to be this day. A
And
little,
yet,
a little
still less
gender-
fucked up than Reject Pillar Man over here.
Wait, is that picture behind it like a really? Is that like the Ford house? You know, the one where the lady kept building rooms behind him?
The Winchester House?
Yeah,
The
is it the
Winchester
Winchester
Mansion.
house?
It might be. Like, it does look like a black and white photo that they just slapped some artwork over.
And they just put the blur effect through on Photoshop so they didn't get caught for using a photo they don't have legal rights to.
It's okay. It's all good.
Also, I love the destruction of the biker jacket and the fact this weirdo isn't even wearing any shirt underneath it, so all the zippers are catching on his skin. Also, the arbitrary belt buckles.
Yeah, belt buckles seem to be a reoccurring thing.
Well, wasn't that
But-
like the thing in the 90s?
The big stupid belt it might be. I'm just impressed how tight that belt is. I mean, his waist looks like it's being constricted.
He probably uses a corset to get it that thin.
Oh God.
Actually, if you've seen like people who are addicted to wearing corsets, they have some really fucked up anatomy like this.
It crushes it crushes and squeezes your organs. So yeah.
So, want to attempt to read through the tribes or just focus on the shitty artwork?
Wait,
Focus on
I thought we read through the tribes.
Yes.
Oh no. That would make sense. Instead, we
Uh-huh.
have a whole chapter devoted to spurging about this utter bullshit that nobody except the author cares about. Like, these are the snake horror. The Colosterists were founded by a horror named Scamander, who was most likely of Sulth origin. He developed a great interest in serpents early on and considered them to possess magical power. Does this sound interesting?
I
I
think we
think-
should read a little bit of one, just to give the viewers an idea. Because I have that, you know, that kind of curiosity where after something horrible happens, you just kind of want to look a little further to see if anything else happens.
Well, let's go with the Snake Men pedophiles on 122.
Wait. Before we go that, can we look at that? Can we amaze this picture of the symbolism there with the smoking thing, the smoking hand, and the slanted.
Yeah, where they also you like the you also like the attempt to kind of make them look like I almost feel like they stole this pose from like a pornography or something.
Probably.
Wait, is
What
that
is-
is that an attempt to do like the Vulcan gesture of peace, but they fucked it up?
It looks more like a discount metal sign.
Honestly, I thought initially before that, I thought he was thought with smoke that he had a cigarette. He had a cigarette in his hand.
Do you like the fucking dog collar this weirdo's wearing?
Oh, he's a pet, so he's definitely he's definitely a pet. So that's something.
Also, do you like how his face doesn't match his body at all? Like it looks like a fucking mask.
He's wearing another person's face.
He probably is. I gotta love the combat boots and fucking fingerless glove for one hand, a la Michael Jackson, by the way.
Oh wait! He got that from. He's a mall ninja. It's a natural evolution of the mall ninja.
This is the worst
This
adaptation
isn't
of
even
Metal
my
Gear
final form. It's the mall goth ninja.
This is the worst take on Metal Gear Solid I've ever seen.
Oh God!
I've
Metal Gear
infiltrated the
survived.
bondage clown community. Snake, why did you do this? I just felt like it.
I regretted it immediately.
Get me out of here. Just nuke it from orbit. I don't care about the optics. Just nuke them all.
Just kill them all.
But Snake, you're never going to get out of there. I just want to die.
I'm already dead inside.
And that's the end of David Hayter. Oh man.
All right. So
Why do
122.
tribes exist? Because the author ripped off White Wolf. Oh god, the colostomies are. Is that
Look
a
at that
spider
fungus
eating his
hair.
head?
It's a fucking slime mold.
Do you like the
Jelly-
eyes it has?
It looks like it's a jellyfish that's on top of his head.
I like the eyes it has. It's almost like he communed with a dark god. Oh, he has eyes on his arm and shoulders too.
I mean, most of this art breaks the cardinal sin of sometimes when you want to make a character that stands out, simpler is better and make something that one or two striking features. This is just throwing everything at it, and everything looks like garbage.
Just, walk around, look like you're covered in mold. May have the G virus infecting you.
Oh God, this is William Perkins. This is William Perkins' Phase 6.
He's kind of got the Uzumaki spirals on his hands.
That's probably the artist ripping him off. Junji Ito should sue.
I hope so.
Also, the face is very Tomy-esque, by the way.
Adam, you asked for this. You want to start?
I didn't ask for this. Oh wait, yeah, I fucking did. Damn it. The mysterious colostomy bags are known as the serpent hara. Although there is no evidence they have any great physical similarity to reptiles, there is a certain watchful, deadly quality to these hara, which is perhaps what has earned them the name. They have embraced their reputation wholeheartedly, and do much in their manner of dress and appearance to look like they're fucking lunatics that commune with elder gods, it looks like.
Oh, God.
Appearance to augments the serpent theme. This is supposed to make them look snake-like.
You know, one thing, what would make it interesting is if they would tattoo themselves to make them look like snakes. They would wear,
Yeah, like
maybe
they
some
tattoo a
would
few
be-
scales on their face.
yes, or they would
They
paint
file their
themselves-
teeth down.
Yes, or they have weapons that go along with the theme. Maybe if some are like a king cobra, some of them have that kind of hood. They wear a kind of hood like that, or something. Or you wear like a snake themed. You almost wear snake-like themed hoods and stuff like this. Just helmets. I'm just a normal fag, and I can come up with this shit in 5 seconds.
Oh, that's so embarrassing. Anyway, let's get back into the... Where was I in this shit show? Oh, okay, so they dress like snakes. No, they fucking don't. In some ways, they embrace the very essence of Wraiththu, i.e. rape bandits that piss and shit everywhere. As the serpent has long been the ultimate symbol for androgyny, life renewal, and magic.
What?
No, they're usually used as the symbol of deception and cunning, in my experience.
Deception and trickery. Usually the snake is not viewed as a... unlike with... it's viewed kind of as an animal in somewhat of a negative light in most cultures. Now, I can't speak for all cultures.
I think there's some Indian cultures that see them as good luck and let them kind of slither everywhere.
In ancient Egypt and with their religion, was the snake viewed as a positive or negative?
Well, I know that Apep was took the form of a cobra, and he was like it's a really terrible analogy because of the massive differences in religion, but he was basically Satan.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
So
he was the guy who caused eclipse by eating the sun.
yeah, so in most cultures, the snake is viewed as a evil animal. In fact, even in our own culture with Christianity, the serpent is what tempts Adam and Eve. So, GG, good God, good God.
Like, I think
Good
there's a
going.
few Indian cultures that see them as, like, good luck tokens, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not like
snakes are cunning but lucky in their culture or something.
Yes. In most cultures where we go for a cunning animal, we would go with the fox, or maybe even the mouse or the
The
rabbit.
raven is also a good one.
Yes.
Coyote.
Coyote's also seen as a trickster.
Yep, the coyote's trickster and also self-sufficient reliance and
And last but not least, the cat.
yes, the cat.
So anyway, the colostomy bags, I think they think snakes are like spiders or something. or crabs. I don't know what the fuck they think. Most of the colostomies files are nomadic, and while based in the northeast of America, so they're like Quebecois, I guess, or New York. Oh god, New York is snakemen. Hey little Timmy, do you want to come down in the subway? Join our little snake gang?
Wait. I know what this is. This is a failed, since you brought up New York, this is a failed Warriors game.
Actually, you're not wrong.
This is one of the gangs that the Grand Leader did not want to speak about.
The Grand Leader actually got all the gangs that even the ones they were going to fight to destroy this gang.
They were banished to Subway with hopes that they would get ran over by the subways.
Ugandans, come out to play.
Small bands have been seen in the southern deserts of Kakahar territory. Wait, so they're based in New York, but they have like troops in Arizona? What the fuck?
Maybe no. Those are the fuck up tribes that they sent on a snipe hunt to Arizona.
They are typically exotic and extremely secretive. Few hard facts have been documented about their activities and culture, but they are widely acclaimed for their intoxicating No. Does this look beautiful to you?
He's in the eye of the beholder, Adam.
This thing is wearing slime on its head.
Eye of the beholder.
It probably has black lung from the mold.
Eye of the beholder.
Oh, Jesus, fuck. Few hard facts have been okay, so intoxicating beauty. They tend to live in caves or rock in New York. I guess they do live in the subway. Hey, come on, you little Johnny. Come on down into the subway. Where they all
We all float down here.
We all float.
That's what they are. They're a tribe of Pennywises.
Come on, little Timmy. Come on closer so that I can suckle on your kneecaps.
Oh God!
But okay, that got a little wrong. That got real wrong real fast.
Okay, the question: what kind of Pennywises are they?
Fucking look at them. That'll tell you all you need to know.
They're not even Tim Curry levels. Oh.
They're not. Hey, that's an insult to Tim Curry. He made he was the best Pennywise.
Yes, I was like,
they're not even the 2017 one.
Not Skarsgård, Pennywise.
They're not even that. They're not even like. I can't even just. They're not even fifth grade play Pennywise the Clown.
Oh.
They're like Chinese knockoff Pennywise the Clown.
That's an Vietnamese bootleg. Those are much worse.
Quarter Thrift, the happy dancing clown man.
The Hey Penny, the Harlequin man. Oh God. So they live in caves and dwellings in small groups, and generally avoid contact with the other tribes. Horror who have met or traded with them often have strange stories to tell of incredible enchantments and the bizarre transformations. Oh God.
They're just doing a lot of acid.
The most recognizable aspect of the tribe is their unusual and magnificent hair. This is magnificent.
I mean, in the way that Cthulhu is magnificent. It's awe-inspiring.
Oh. Most colostomy bags grow it to their thighs or even longer. Though sometimes braided, especially when encountering strangers, the hair is generally worn loose in undulating tresses. Hara of the tribe never cut their hair. Hey look, it's the golden snitch.
I was thinking more of a Bailet.
It's said to possess a life of its own and could even bleed if it were cut. Oh my God, they're just reusing stuff from earlier in the book. No, this is exactly the same sentence. Gabriel used the same sentence twice. Whatever. There is little doubt, given the evidence, that a colostomy bag has as much control over the movement of his hair as he does over any part of his body. Why are you using male gender only? I thought they were androgynous.
Apparently, the Control F missed that one.
Oh, all of them, because there's more than one. He can use it to grip, and there are even stories of colostomy bags actually strangling victim with their hair. As to how this mutation occurred, no information is yet available. All hara of the tribe are exceptionally beautiful in a seductive and darkly sultry way.
Does this guy? I know this has been joked about, but does this guy seriously want to fuck?
Yes. Yes, he wants the he wants that tentacle hair to pound his butthole.
Time to
With
prepare
his tentacle dick.
yourselves. Prepare your anus for the hardest pounding it'll ever receive.
Well, you see the colorastas? You know what they can do with their hair? You see, they can wrap it around and then yeah.
It's just like my Japanese animes.
Oh my god, what kind of degenerate shit are you watching?
It's the ones from Korea.
Ooh.
Traits they often use the devastating effect. Their gaze is as hypnotic as a serpent, so we now know that Gabriel Strange jacked it off to Koth Snake in the Jungle Book.
Oh god. This is the second book that also had snake eyes as a major theme as well.
You're not wrong. Some
Wait a
horror.
minute. Wait a minute. I'm starting to think of this. Do you think Chad Walker stole part of his ideas from Wraiththu?
Nah, I think it's just strange minds think alike.
I think it's just, yeah.
Strange or disturbed?
Disturbed is probably the better choice of words right here.
Their gaze is as hypnotic as a serpent. Some horror refer to them as Lamia, the half-human, half-snake creatures of ancient myth. Why are you using human myth? I thought you're better than them. They certainly have had snakes as pets and work with them during their magical procedures.
That means they fuck the snakes.
They just keep a bunch of snakes under their robes and throw them at people.
Go snake. So what you're saying is instead of the man that is crazy throwing spiders at children, he throws snakes.
He uses them as ropes like Indiana Jones in the fourth movie.
No, it's like the Gyro Captain in the Road Warrior. He trains his snakes and throws them at people.
Oh my god, you're right. So is this what they are is basically like what are the really like crazy Baptists that use snakes with their
I think it's
as
just called
part of-
snake handlers.
Yeah.
So for most tribes, the majority of inceptions, fucking, are fucking via AIDS blood, are performed upon humans in their teens or early 20s. But the colostomy bags prefer to incept children who are much younger.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I was joking with the kneecap thing, book. No need to make it actually real. Georgie, come on down to the sewers. We can all float together.
Somewhere in this post-apocalyptic wasteland, Chris Hansen is gearing up for war.
This is some. Oh my god!
I'm gonna need a stronger dosage of beverage for this. Save
This
me,
is-
Inca Cola. Oh god, it's hissing like a snake in hate.
They're coming for you!
Ah!
We're all a bunch of fuck-ups, aren't we?
Yeah.
Therefore, they are known and feared by humans as child stealers and molesters.
Oh my god! So my question is, why are they not in?
I don't know why they're not dead either, to be honest. There is common sense to their actions, however, as melting the flesh off of a child is far less traumatic than for an older human.
That's the concept of a fucking rapist right there. It's less traumatic for a child than it is for an older person. Maybe they'll forget.
They
This is
asked
terrible.
for it. They asked for it. Consequently, colostomy bags are rarely plagued by the melancholia and psychosis, which often causes problems for the other tribes.
Press X to doubt, people. Press X.
No, they should be. They're pressing square to groom.
Oh my god.
Because their recruits. I like that they're put in quotes so you know they're not willing. Are so young. Inception in the tribe is not consummated by a fucking. Oh, obviously you
Pressing
don't want
X to doubt.
to. What method they do use to cement the mutation is not known outside of the colostomy circles, but it's commonly believed they must use some kind of meditational healing procedure, perhaps augmented with certain herbs. They don't fuck children. They just drug them up with dope.
And then fuck 'em.
I kind of get the sense that this part was added on the editor's insistence.
This feels so. This feels. This does feel like that because it's like, oh,
these people have to sympathize with your characters, right?
I don't think they are fully aware of that.
I think I've made them quite likable.
I mean, the editor killed himself after reading this paragraph and putting that line in, but don't worry. We'll just give him an in loving memory of in the beginning of the book. Oh my god, this is just so much more better that I've read this. For a colostomy bag, fucking comes later as a part of the coming of age rite. I don't know, does that make it worse than if they just did it then? Good job, book. You squicked out Randall, a man who literally has had dreams of Cthulhu beckoning to him. Again, this must contribute greatly to the typical colostomy bag's robust mental health and firm sense of identity. Apparently, if you wait until they're 18, it allows them to not be crazy. Though the tribe is known to incept any human children they come across on their travels, they have maintained relatively low numbers. So they literally go out, and as soon as they see a child, they fucking steal them and force them to drink their AIDS blood.
So, like, all of their Mad Max death cars are built from windowless vans.
I also
And
like
ice
the
cream
idea
trucks.
that they all have child seats, too. Oh, God. I'm going to see if there's any more stupid. No, it's getting boring. Okay, okay. I just skipped to page 125, because there's doesn't seem to be anything else interesting. It just gets into dry, boring stuff.
that artwork. Let's look at that next artwork, man.
Oh, yeah.
The gleaming.
The not elf.
He's looking at his hands like, what the fuck did I choose to wear?
He's like, man, my hands, man. He's stoned out. Look at that. He has that listless stare. Like he's really messed up right now.
Do you like
God.
Do you like his inhumanly long fingers?
Yeah.
Do you like the nipples he put on his chest plate?
His chest plate that doesn't actually do anything. It's
It
not
works
serving his
for-
armor.
Sir, your breast, sir. I must insist your breastplate isn't doing much to protect your vitals.
But I look fabulous.
But sir, your midsection is exposed. What happens if I got?
Don't acknowledge it. Talk to the rings. Why did you put all the rings on one hand? I just did. Now shut up.
No, that's his pimp slapping hand. Although the rings are old Jim, so they're brass knuckles.
God. Now go fetch me my wine and bring me more children to fuck. I mean,
No. What do you think I am? A colostomy bag? Get me more teenagers to rape.
we are civilized. We gremlins are more.
Oh, look at the endless void behind his earring. That looks like his shoulder is just splitting apart.
God.
I also like how he doesn't have a crotch at all. Like it just kind of disappears into his belt.
Like my interest for reading any further.
He also has an Audi, and it looks like a proto-Slaneshi symbol on his belt.
Oh God. I did say about them being a decadent cult. My God.
Doesn't it? I mean, it's not quite Slanesh, but don't you see the similarities in there?
We're getting
Yeah, I'm kind of getting 7 vibes from that.
Don't you like that he tattooed eyebrows above his eyebrow?
Oh god.
I also like how they all wear lipstick for no reason.
So, with no context, if you saw this, who does this character seem like? Like, what kind of story would you make up for this character? Because I'm getting, like, decadent leader of fallen civilization vibes.
That's what
You know,
I'm getting.
like before Conan bashes in his head.
I do feel that. Like I feel like he's one of the last of the emperors that has fallen into his own self-indulgent ways, ignoring as the empire's crumbling around him.
Okay, so I'm getting like I'm getting the the Elf King from the Hobbit movies. This would be his crazy brother who walks around like a fantasy prostitute. Like, the embarrassment of Legolas's family, and Legolas doesn't like to talk about it.
Crazy Uncle Earl. Legolas, Arwen, crazy Uncle Earl.
Like, I'm getting that. I can see the corrupt king angle. In fact, actually, doesn't he look kind of like the Dark Elf King from Thor: Dark World?
Don't bring Malekith into.
He looks like Malekith's bisexual brother.
I'm kind of getting some planetary romance vibes from this, like a John Carter type stuff.
No, John Carter's skimpy as fuck costumes looked better than this. Though you're not
Maybe not John
entirely
Carter,
wrong.
but like knockoff.
This would be bootleg John Carter. This is Jim Porter of Venus.
Well, this looks like if I had this character in D&D, this is to be a decadent wizard king that you have to defeat. He has a fruity getup because nobody's willing to criticize him because he'll just melt them to.
I've ruled this tower for over 2,000 years, and you think you can stop me? I've outlived empires, boy.
It's my fashion sense is simply marvelous.
It was such the rage 1,000 years ago. Wasn't that right before the Second Empire collapsed? Yes.
Quite a.
Does that have to do with anything? I don't know.
It just looks cool. Just.
So, yeah, let's continue this tour of bad art because it's better than this utter bullshit that Gabe thinks is interesting.
Wait. We look at the We Was Kang's Kaka tribe.
Yeah, we're about to.
130.
Oh no!
Do you like this?
Look at this honky motherfucker.
We was Kemet shit.
Wait a
Oh
minute.
my god, he's doing the Wily hand symbol in one hand and Spock's live long and prosper in the other.
Wait. Do you notice that he has the comedic eyes? He also, it's both a combination of, he wears a weird jacket. It's like we have a leather jacket, but we're missing the nipple parts. It's like all we have are the arm sleeves of the jacket.
I think he mugged it off of Dante from Devil May Cry.
Oh
And made
no!
some editing to it.
So, let's repeat that. Let's repeat this little game. So if you saw this guy, no context, what character does this image say?
Chief eunuch of an Egyptian-themed bathhouse in a seedy district.
Yeah, that's not a bad one. Alternatively, I feel like that he's
I'm not that crazy. I don't know. I really don't
part
know.
of a. He's a degenerate cult leader of a long lost religion, hoping to revive it. Even though he himself does not have great knowledge of this ancient religion, he will try with all ruthlessness to bring it back.
Do you like the random scar he has that goes over his nipple?
It's really the thing that ties it all together, isn't it?
No,
it's his pacemaker scar.
No, here's what it is. Man Tickler has rough playtime.
Do you like the Queen Sheba looking fucking facial jewelry?
Yeah.
And the peacock headdress back there.
Oh god, it's it's
He
what
also
are
gives me the vibe of this is your mail order prostitute from the Egyptian themed casino.
Oh god, the Luxor has certainly dropped their quality from since then.
I can't get over the fact that the artist did a fucking Mega Man style Wily symbol in one hand.
Do you think he was like a goat? Do you think he was like a really like sleuth stealth Mega Man fan and he just wanted to put that in?
But think about it. The other hand has live long and prosper, but in the down position.
He means he wants you to die.
so
Do you
live
like the
short
canopic
and
jars
fail.
around him?
What the hell are those little? Are those cowrie shells on him?
I think
On
they're
his belt?
canopic jars, actually.
No, they're all mini lotions that he has. They're mini lotion bottles that he has along his.
They're the sacred ointment.
Okay, now we're actually getting. Now we're getting like wasteland post-apocalyptic interesting, which is much better than anything this.
Oh my god! I just realized what he reminds me of. This is someone who's making a fetish version of the God of Destructions from Dragon Ball Z Super.
Oh,
Because they have a vague Egyptian theme too. Oh my god, do you think Toriyama ripped this off?
No. I mean, it could be funny and pretend, but no.
But I mean, look at the pants. They look like the pants and the armbands.
The pant? I thought that was just a bath towel around his waist.
No, they're like pants or some shit with like a crotch piece in front for some fucking reason. This looks like the prototype for a God of Destruction costume. Actually, now that I'm looking at it with another eye. Like get rid of the stupidest shit head and just kind of look at the body from the neck down.
Yeah.
I have come to test you, Saiyan, for you may be the Super Saiyan God in my dreams.
Do you like how his hair is uneven?
We did not have great access to barbers where we come from.
We just kind of cut by eye level.
So, page 134, and I'm not even gonna spoil this.
130. Oh.
Do you like it?
Lawrence of Arabia meets Gimp clothes.
Oh my god. It's like he almost has the look of he has the facial look of Poltereth, but if Poltereth had just joined a gay Muslim cult.
Do you like the badly drawn sword?
Yes. I like how retardedly ridiculously big the scimitar is, which even though scimitar is supposed to be is not that big of a sword.
It's like no, it's Berserk, but it takes place in medieval Arabia.
You know another thing that they're kind of obscuring is that this person has a big badonkadonk.
Damn, that butt. Somebody likes cake.
I just realized that he's kind of wearing like a Robin Hood parody style tunic.
So the question is he wearing a headband? Is that his hair? With this, I'm kind of confused with the artwork. I'm very confused where his hair,
I think
if
that
it's a
might be
turban.
dreadlocks.
No, I think that's just a bunch of random old bandages he wrapped around his head.
It's supposed to remind you of the I forget what it's called, like a keffiyeh, I think. It's supposed to look like an Arabian headdress, but you know, I didn't bother to look at one of those before drawing it.
So you're saying basically he toilet paper mummied his head.
I was too lazy to get an actual head dressing, so I just kind of went into the nearest Walmart and just covered myself in 2-ply.
No, he was too stupid, so he used used toilet paper.
And check out that great chaos cultist symbol on the next page.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Graphic design is my passion.
I like the random scimitar.
I feel like the scimitar was not originally a part of this, and it just kind of superimposed.
Also the random horse for no fucking reason.
I didn't even notice the horse initially. I like their idea that their iconography is just randomly throwing shit together, like in MS.
I think I've made something like this once in MS Paint.
The
Also,
thing
the
is,
sword
though,
is see-through. At least in part of it, it's see-through.
I know the whole point of iconography is supposed to be something simple but extremely striking.
So what you're saying is crowd the screen with shit? Okay, I can do that.
It's like they found like an image of a horse, and that was their original banner, but then they couldn't decide, so they just added the runner-up designs to it.
And then added the sword at the end because fuck it.
And want to take a look at the political commentary on 136?
Is it the crafts or the opposition?
It's one of the edge quotes.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's on the PDF.
Is it Omar of the Dry Sea?
Yeah.
Alright. Before our kind came into being, there was a great war in Arabia, in the Levant. Oh, god damn it, I already know where this is going. The US government took it upon themselves to free our ancestors. Though this war took a heavy toll on our people, their negligence of their own allowed the Wraiththu to get a strong foothold in their lands. In a way, they freed us by their own failure. And I always say the universe works in mysterious ways.
So Iraq caused the Wraiththu.
Somehow.
I'm
Don't think about
gonna
it.
take a drink now.
I don't blame you.
Think about it too. Don't think about it too hard.
Let's
Or
just,
at all.
can we just all do a flip right now?
Oh, that's some good
Now we
bubblegum
have.
flavor.
I think we got one last guy.
No, I think there's more, because we haven't seen the Rape Bandits yet, or their masters.
That's 142.
142, the anti-life equation.
What
Oh!
Anti-life justifies my hatred.
What the fuck is this? What?
Okay, so we gotta. Okay, so
I was joking about anti-life justifying my hatred.
what the? I can't even describe what the fuck this thing is.
Wanna try?
Edgy.
This looks like a gay, edgy, emo punk band. Like, it's a mall ninja goth punk band.
It's a psychotic gay man walking around in a bathrobe and a bridal veil. He's often murdered the man who's marrying a woman in a dumpy cathedral in London that he's been stalking for like the past 10 years.
And the strange way that art looks like, it looks like that he is that the black stuff's weird growths on his body, like he's turned into some horrible mutant. I mean, I can see that it's kind of like some type of a shirt thing or vest thing, but the way it goes, it almost
to be shadowing, but they're just really bad at drawing.
Like I said, it looks like he has some tumorous growth on him.
Do you like the random flower thing in the bridal veil?
I think that's supposed to be a star.
Oh shit! I see runny mascara, so this person, I think my prediction was true.
In his hair thing, it looks so messy. I'm half expecting to see a couple birds have made a nest.
Also,
oh my god!
Why have one ear hoop when you can have two?
Oh my god! You can see like there was an original hair design that he had where it was like a weird buzz cut thing, and then they just added a bunch of wavy bullshit.
Wait, does he have a nipple ring?
Yes.
Oh god, he does. And it's connected to this like yen coin.
What am I looking at?
Also, this is a bathrobe. You can tell he's clearly wearing nothing underneath.
I like to be as free, unrestricted by clothes as much as possible.
Do you like the fishnet stripper glove that he's got on.
I don't
Yeah.
even see the fish. Oh, those are his hands.
Wait. It looks like he has maul. It looks like he has a shit ton of maul throwing daggers.
They're just kind of stuck onto his shoulder pads for some reason.
They make me look cool.
Pretty sure this person's about to rape/murder someone he's been stalking for 10 years.
That little smiley face pin down there.
I mean, that's the only feature that I'm okay with. I mean, what would have been more interesting if they would have made that like a face mask he wears in battle? Like it's like it's almost a way of him mocking his enemy.
You know what I also like about the horrible bathrobe? The Monos the Hands of Fate logos on him.
Oh my god.
That's the Master's fucking symbol.
do.
The Master says you have to dress like me.
Oh, wait. We're not even on the same page. Adam, go to 142.
Oh,
On the
142?
PDF.
I was looking at the Soul.
That's pretty awful as well, but
The
It's broken.
You ejaculating?
No. What the fuck am I looking at?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna be honest, I've kind of lost the plot for this a while ago.
I'm sorry. 1 second. Let me.
Don't mess with Mr. Booze.
What? Did he stab those shitty things into his shoulder? Oh my god! Look at his anatomy! His shoulder blade's above his fucking pecs! What the fuck am I looking at? I thought you were looking at the Soul. I don't even have any words.
Oh yeah, you know what? Oh my god, I've seen this image before.
I don't know.
But I think it's been like I saw it once used as an example of bad art.
I wouldn't be
His
surprised.
ribs are about to explode out of his body.
You like that? Do you like his vest looks like cancerous growths on his body?
I like how his nipple's in the center of his chest. Seriously,
And it has a big old ring clamp through it.
Yes.
I just realized I am right. What's happening is the artist is only doing the upper half at first. Like they're doing it in stages, but they just don't give a shit about connecting them right.
This is one where they really just say,
No, this is like three times they started and stopped. They started at the bottom where it looks the most normal, the most effort. Then they started at the top, and then they just said fuck it and did the arms.
Okay, we gotta connect them somehow. Let's just make his abdomen really long.
What the fuck is that middle part though? What the fuck? That's like fucking body horror there. You know why we're so evil? We're in pain! Pain!
Sub Liefeld.
This isn't even Liefeld. He doesn't even fuck up this much.
That's why I said sub.
I don't even... He doesn't even have a nose. He has like a pig nose.
why does he just? I like just the random star. Like I like how that his paint that he was able to exactly do a shape.
Oh, I just realized what the star is. There was an attempt. There was an attempt.
I don't know how to make stars.
I'm already should be dead. Look at my body. It's a fucking joke.
Like, what is that left arm of his?
No,
It's-
what's that chest?
It looks like that his body is starting to like contort and things like that.
That's so
That he-
horrible.
Is he kind of like part amoeba where he just kind of almost is starting to lose his solid form?
Is this the John Carpenter's The Thing? And the other arm doesn't even connect right to the body. It's like growing out of his other nipple. For those of you, since my buddies aren't listening to it, I'm putting in William Birkin's Malformation of G theme throughout this entire section right here. Because this is just horrifying. Magical!
Which G theme are we going? Original or remake?
Going original, man.
Fair enough. I just had to ask.
It's like if you made an AI to draw a human and just fed it shitty DeviantArt OCs.
No, I think it'd still be more accurate than this. Seriously, look at that fucking fucking rib cage is just the worst thing ever. I don't even know anymore. How do you
Adam,
fuck up this hard?
you be the artist for a shitty RPG book.
No, but they've done better art already in this book. Like,
This must have been like the late stage art.
do you think this was Gabriel Strange's own artwork?
I mean, this is the art featured on the back of the book, so they were obviously proud of it.
They were proud of this.
Uh,
Wait, it's on the back of the book. Okay, let me. Oh.
Twice they doubled it. They were that proud of it.
1 second, let me drink more heavily.
Don't mess with Mr. Booze.
Don't mess with the OOZ.
I love to thank the nation of Peru for making Inca Cola, because it is a balm to my soul after seeing something that fucking heinous.
All return to nothing. It all keeps tumbling down, tumbling down, tumbling down.
Oh god, I've got others doing it now.
We all return to nothing.
So once we've seen that
It
horror,
just keeps letting me down, letting me down, letting me down.
In my hearts of hearts, I've lost it.
our next terrible art piece is on 146.
I don't even want to. Oh wow, look at the logo for the piece of shit Uganda too. Ugandan.
What is that even supposed to be?
What?
It's a
supposed to-
broken building. It highlights how they don't give a fuck.
Like, how are you supposed to draw that? How is that supposed to be identifiable?
Well, look at look at what they look like. Do you think they can fucking draw? I don't even know. I'm just gonna go right ahead to the next art. Oh no, that's somehow worse.
Look at that checkerboard shirt. Does that not say high class?
Is this like a
I don't know
homosexual
what
Reddit?
this is.
Wait a minute. I think I know what this is. This is a homosexual version of the Royal Flush Gang. This is a failed member.
This is the Ace of Hearts.
Oh no.
I like the shitty fox Chinese tattoo he's got.
I like the shitty kind of like xenomorph tails that he has on his arm.
Why does he have a random tear around his belly? It's like right around where his crotch is. Is it supposed to be a shirt to have easy access to try to incept people or some shit like that?
It's a shirt that it's easy access so that you can just go grab around him and just, tweak him. By the way, do you like how they fucked up drawing the neck?
Yeah. You like the random bits
Oh
of
my god,
content?
he has Admiral Holdo's neck.
Oh my god, he's got giraffe neck.
It's just like twisted night. Oh god.
Wait, do you like the random bits of do you like how he has tribal tattoos and he just has random bits of kanji on the inside of his arm?
I like the kanji because it probably means something like juicy meat or something.
Man meat?
Piping hot loads.
Piping hot. Do you like the random bits of fucking metal machinery in his hair? What's left of it?
I live in an abandoned generator.
Oh my god, he has those horrible ear hoop things that you use to destroy your earlobes? He has that and an earring.
It's gauges and an earring. What a jackass.
I still think what I'm doing is the most appropriate thing. It all returns to nothing.
I think that this is the end. This is the end of Evangelion. We're all going to be absorbed. And only two of you are going to be there.
Am I real? Oh, hell. Does the bus run through here? I mean, I'd like to go home now.
Wait, so this is it? What?
Also, do you
What's
like
the point of all this?
What's the point of all this? That's a good question. Do you like all the fucking wristbands that he collected over the years?
It's from all the people that I've killed and raped. I keep them as personal trophies.
They're a list of my conquests. And I don't mean physical conquests, at least not in the way you're thinking. I like how he's wearing a belt backwards, by the way.
Wait.
There's the belt buckle right behind his back.
Wait, this is his back?
I
thought it... What is this? I thought this was his front.
Wait, I might be... No, I'm wrong. It's just his positioning is so bad and flat that... Like, you see how there's kind of like a natural spine curve?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
There's a natural spine curve indicating that his back should be facing us, but his arm position indicates that he's actually facing forward. It just... You can't fucking tell.
Oh my god. How do you fuck up this badly?
Just go back to the Ugandan example up there.
Oh, guys, you're gonna love the next person. I love him because I think I have something to say about the next.
150.
Okay. Aside from actually, they have the least shitty little logo, although it's a little too busy for my tastes.
Look at the VAR.
Oh, the VAR. This should be terrible. Oh, he looks like Blade.
Yeah, he's just a homosexual Blade reject.
No,
unironically, even though his face kind of looks strange, like his mouth looks a bit too puggish. Why does he have the random zip? We have a random zipper down on his leg that just.
It's where he keeps his emergency knife.
He has all the knives. My question is,
his emergency knife is attached to his tentacle dick, so
Oh God.
He has his Sephiroth trench coat.
No, it's actually a Hugh Hefner bathrobe.
What kind of gloves is he? What kind of gloves is he wearing? Is it like?
Oh my god, they're chain gloves. They're chainmail gloves.
It's so poorly drawn. I thought it was like sandpaper.
It might be. It could be like some horrible, pebbly, fingerless, like, gauntlet or something.
Oh, look at his index finger. It's getting squiggly.
I like how he has a second thumb.
Oh my god.
Do you like the bootleg Avengers Assemble belt he's wearing? Actually, he stole Black Widow's costume from the first movie and is wearing Hugh Hefner's bathrobe over it. And yet, despite that, he's been the best design that we've seen so far.
Oh boy.
Aside from Psychotic Sorcerer King from 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, this is like, badass, like, kind of badass, kind of lame, one-shot mercenary character.
This is 90s era superhero that sold like 10,000 copies in a comic book for about 2 years before being canceled by an independent company. Oh my god, just look at his knives. Don't look at the one in his right hand.
It almost looks like a potato peeler. Look at it.
Oh, it's not even that. Like, look at the line work on it. Just zoom in.
Terrible. Like I said, what kind of knives are he's using? They're so tiny. In perspective to his hand, they're so tiny.
They almost look like scissors.
Maybe they are. They're like scissors that he just taped together to make crude throwing knives.
Does this person not realize that throwing knives are long and thin? You want the blade to be as long and thin.
No.
Though, alternatively, you can make throwing knives that are more like a arrow or a spearhead, but usually they're more thrown like a.
Do you like how he's having an allergic reaction to all of the makeup he's wearing around his eyes?
Oh no!
He's blushing. It's almost like he knows what's happening underneath that robe.
I'm so excited to go into battle in more ways than you think.
Yeah, so I'll sum up the shitty lore of this tribe. This is the bad guy tribe. You know, they're the bad guys because they're evil military.
They're the only ones that
bad.
have short hair, and they look the closest to dressing like normal.
They're
You
the
know,
only ones with functioning infrastructure.
The fucking bastards.
How dare people actually have clean drinking water and the ability to sleep in a bed?
How dare we not piss and shit everywhere? That's every har given right.
How dare they have designated shitting streets? And the punishment for shitting in the wrong street is just to be executed.
How dare they
And
not?
that does it for the tribes, except for like the random little things that nobody cares about.
Oh my god, their logo is so dumb. It's like a really bad knife head and a badly drawn pistol.
Didn't this already get used?
Yeah,
once?
it's the same image. They just shrunk it down because effort. By the way, I like the NATO infantry logo that you see around, the combined force logo, a random lantern, and it looks like an artillery attachment as well as a not cavalry. Is that a tank unit logo?
Wait, what do any of these disparate unit images have to do with anything?
Tactical.
This doesn't say anything. Wouldn't it be simpler just to have maybe you have a knife? You can either have two knives and then the gun is in the center, like it's a skull and crossbones.
Or you can have the knife in one, a gun in the other, and then like a intact tower in the center, representing we come with swords and steel to build up civilization once more.
Or you could do a very classic skull and crossbones, where we do a skull, a gun, and a knife.
But no, like you have these random infantry and tank and artillery units moving around in the background. It's like one of my Paradox Maps games. Is there any more horrible tribes? Nope.
Nope, just the smaller shit that nobody cares about. The Vikings, the pirates.
Wait, there's a prepubescent girl on page 155.
What?
I like how you give very special attention to that one.
I'm giving attention to that because look at the freakazoids before then, and then you see what looks like person done through the ink photo, the ink effect on Photoshop.
So look under it. Look at the artwork at the end.
Oh my god!
Do you like that? Do you like that? It's almost
Hey, why the long face?
you like the aura around it. It's almost like we're trying to go for like a orthodox icon.
That's probably what they traced, and this is what came out.
Okay, so the random bullshit tribes that they didn't bother writing like 5 pages of shitty lore about are Vikings, a bunch of pirates, a bunch of Hawaiians, some sort of random hillbilly raiders, and Inuits.
Oh boy. Before we close it, because this will be a great way to end off, I think we should end it off with what's on 140, 158, or 159. Look at that. Look at that image.
The We Was Kangs logo.
No, under it.
Oh,
Choose the form of the destructor.
This is a Kefka. Look at the art. Look at the clownish stuff. This is a Kefka reject.
no, this is Gozer. This is Gozer the Gozerian.
Oh God, this is no. I think this
Oh
is a
god, no,
combination.
this is fused. They fused. This is Metamore infusion.
Okay, Kefka is a crazy enough bastard to do something like this to try to see if they become an elder god.
He fuses with
Oh my-
Gozer, and this is the product.
Gaze and horror.
Apparently, his part of his shoulder is getting Thanos snapped at this point.
The Thanos snap is in effect in this world. They're not feeling too good.
Oh, look at his broken ass finger.
Nothing. I'm gonna be honest. Nothing
God.
has been going good since this all started.
It's all been downhill from here.
Do you like the writhing tentacle like pom poms around his wrists?
Oh, look at his belly button. It's why is it so strangely elongated?
That's the
I
whole-
wanna.
Oh
I
no!
wanna, I,
His pants have slid down so far you could see the orifice.
Oh,
I'm
honestly,
gonna
at
have to
this point, I'm
censor
just
that.
done. Like honestly, I'm just done at this point.
All right. Well, gear up because gear up for next week maybe because on page 160 after all this bullshit
A lot of it recycled from earlier in the book.
we finally get character generation.
Oh my God.
Wait, there's actual
okay,
there's actual
how's this?
mechanics
How's
and
this?
stuff.
I'm just gonna read one last quote and then we're gonna end it. So I'm an Ugalian. What's a Ugalian? With a lot to learn. With a lot to learn. Poor summer
Such
child.
sights
I
to
wish
show
we could be
you.
like you. I wish we could be like you, knowing nothing and hoping to God this is all a dream. Yeah, no, seriously, I feel like I'm gonna pass out any minutes.
I have seen things that I don't think I was expecting to see.
I wasn't
Were you
expecting.
ever?
I was not expecting actual pedophilia to be in the book, but it was there.
I wasn't expecting a William Birkin G-virus monster to appear in this book, but hey.
Good night, everyone. This has
Remember,
been
remember, anti-life justifies your hatred.
I'm gonna.
Side is.
I'm just gonna go eat a gun now. Good night.